Hi everybody, I'm Bill Sanders and this is Watch Art Sci, the art and science of watch collection. Today we're going to be talking about some the tools that you'll need we're going to make our own watch using an ETA 2892A2, our equivalent. Here's one of the watches that I've made. This is with a 6497, the ETA 6497. And it wasn't that difficult. and you learn a lot about making your own watch. Okay, the thing about these, the reason I chose Bergeon screwdrivers is that they're color-coded. This one is a little different, but they have this, they twist like that, you hold that, and this is the way you work with them. The three that I was given when I was with the Horological Society of New York, they had a workshop that I went to, and those are the three that we used to totally take apart a watch and totally put it back together. That's all we needed, just those three. So one of the things in the lower right, you can see the important thing that when you use a screwdriver, the tip of the screwdriver should exactly match the length of the slot in the screw, and that way you don't mess up the screw or the screwdriver. Okay, the other thing, the next thing you're going to need if you don't have it is a loop. Now, there are a lot of different kinds of loupes, but this is your basic loop. This is one that is sort of a giveaway that I got from FP Jorn. And the thing I like about it, two things: it's rubbery, and second of all, it has these air holes in it to make it, so they don't fog up. I would suggest a 4X and a 10X tops. A 4X is probably all you're going to need. Maybe a 5X if you're just going to get one. But that's really what you need. Also, you can see there's a wire holder below it, and you can put the loop into the wire and then just, put it up on your head when you're not using it and pull it down. And also you can look just like Philippe Dufour. If you wear glasses, there's simple one. These are inexpensive. You can get these for, I don't know, a few bucks on Amazon. And you just put them on and then you bring them down like that. And that's all there is to it. This particular one right here these are really good ones. Unfortunately, they're expensive. And the reason they're good is that they really hold on better. But you don't have to get an expensive one. And they have these other ones that sort of come down over your glasses. I didn't have much luck with those, so I can't recommend them, but other people probably like them. I think George Daniels used that type, so. Okay, now the other thing that this becomes really important, you're going to need tools for dealing with the hands. The hardest part of whole of the watchmaking is simply putting the hands on it. It's not that hard if you have the right tools. One of the best tools is simply this little stick, and it's got a hole in each end. This one's got a small hole, and this has a bigger hole. And what it is that when you put the hands on, you use a screwdriver, you put it over the hole or put it over the post, and then you just press it down with this. The hand press, using one of these, I like to use them both together. You take this one and you get it started, and then you can just press it right down. There are a number of different size heads that come with this. And so depending on the size of the post for the hands to use. This is a stem cutter, which is essentially a wire cutter. And you just take it and snip it. You'll notice that the stem on your movement is much longer than you need. And what you do is that you have to figure out, you put it in the case, you take the stem out, and then you cut it, and you can use this as called a hand vise. You simply put the stem in here and then measure what you're going to cut and then snip it off. Very handy tool to have. You don't absolutely need one, but they're nice. Finger cots are these little finger covers. They're better than, I like them better than a whole glove because your whole handle gets sweaty. Here, what you do is that you put on your index or your middle finger, your index finger, and your thumb. And this is sort of your offhand, the one that you're not going to have the tool. And I'm left-handed, so I'd put them on my right hand. If you're right-handed, you'd put them on your left hand. So they're really important. A lot of the stuff I do, I don't use them, and I should. Okay, and up in the upper right is the Bergeon watch movement holder. Again, you'll see metal ones and plastic ones. I like the plastic ones better because they don't scratch as much. I've seen aluminum ones and then other ones that are all metal. I like the combination metal and plastic because, like I said, they don't scratch. Some other things you need a dust cover with a tray. When you're working on it and you want to put it down, put the dust cover on it, especially when the movement's still exposed, so dust doesn't get in there. And a covered storage tray of some sort, and you can put the hands in there, maybe a crown or something like this. Here's a neat little idea that came lower right. You need a work area. I've got a bench, and around the bench are these little ridge, and so if something flies off, it hits it and keeps it on the top. If you don't have one of those, this is what they do. This is simply a shoebox top. Took it, put a piece of paper in it, and you can work right in here. In fact, this has such high sides on this particular box top, I may use it, just put it on top of my workbench. But believe me, little hands, especially second hands, you pick them up with your tweezers and something snaps and suddenly they're gone. You don't know where they are. What this does is that you put a white piece of paper down, and then you got these sides. It'll just bounce off the sides. You probably should tape them up, and I'd have to fill in this other end. But it was a tip that Forbin had that I really liked, and something that you might want to consider. Finally, you have some case tools. If you can, get one that screws off, because this is so much easier to deal with a case where all you have to do is just unscrew it. Okay, you can see it moving there. And it's called a friction ball. I call it a sticky ball. They also have these tools that do the same thing if they have slots for them. The problem with this is I always scratch the back of the watch when I use this. Get a sticky ball, they work very well, and you're not as likely to scratch anything. Some of the ones, the old ones that you have to pry off, this is a case knife, and it works. It always scratches something. Here's another one. This I like to use more as a pry bar, but my own suggestion is avoid getting something other than one you can just screw off. Some of them are held with screws, and if you have a back that's held with screws, you definitely want to work in something with a big side. You'd be surprised how small those screws are, and they're very hard to find if you don't have, and they're very easy to lose too. A case cushion is another important thing to have, and what it does, it's just a place where you put the case when you're working on something and are part of the movement, and without having a solid kind of hardwood or metal. This is simply a little cushion that you can put it on and work on it. Really important to have that. Well, listen, you don't need all of these. You need the screwdrivers. I would definitely say you needed the loop, and you need a vise to hold your stuff in. Take a look at these things. How much you want to spend is very dependent on the quality you get. A lot of this stuff is very expensive, and if you're figuring to be doing this for a while, you can get some of the more expensive ones. If it's just something you're going to try, you can buy an entire package of tools on Amazon or someplace. They have a little tool set for $5 or $10, and it's got everything in it, but they're not the best. Anyway, let me know what you think. You got some more ideas, and again, let me thank. This was from Forbin's idea of taking a shoebox top, putting some paper in it, and using that as saves a lot of money. Until next time, take care, be safe, and oh yeah, this is an opportunity to subscribe if you'd like.